Lesson 3. This lesson is called The Basics of Selling, and it will show you how to approach sales as a profitable freelancer. This lesson is important because no one is born a good salesperson. It's important to understand the basics of selling first, so when it comes time to speak with potential clients, you are well prepared. It takes a lot of practice to be able to be comfortable presenting your products or your services to people. Doesn't matter if that's a one-on-one presentation or to a group, whether that's in person or whether that's on an online video conference. It doesn't matter. Everything you do when you're talking to a potential client or a group of potential clients is the art and the act of selling. So it's very important to know that everything you do as a freelancer is going to be achieved through selling. Selling is essential. No matter what you do, you are selling something. So if you're not selling your services or your products, then you're selling yourself in a certain situation. Even a waitress, they're selling the restaurant's food to people. As a teacher, they're selling their students on the knowledge. Selling is critical for you to survive. Being a profitable freelancer means you know selling is the lifeline behind your business. Being able to get new clients and to maintain those clients and continue to sell your services is ultimately what's going to create your profitable freelance business. So it really is crucial to your survival. Commit to getting good at sales. Give up the mediocre and the autopilot mode and go all in towards your goals. Commit yourself 100% to whatever you want to do. Eliminate all other options and just make where you're going your sole focus. Commitments cannot take place without an action to follow. So don't just use that law of attraction, use the law of massive action with it. Because remember, good salespeople are made, they are not born. So you need to first make that commitment to getting good in the first place. Next, have confidence in yourself and in your products. Having confidence is having the conviction, having the belief that you know you provide value to business owners. The word convict actually comes from the word to conquer. And conviction is the ability to be so convinced in your beliefs, so convinced that your products work, that your services are valuable, that you demonstrate that to the client. And that is what sells the client. Your utter certainty, your belief, and your conviction needs to be stronger than someone else's. That is when a sale takes place. So what can you do? You can start to learn how to get people to change their conviction. You need to be unreasonable if you want to achieve greatness. So convince yourself if you have to, but you need to get sold on this yourself. Be completely sold. Don't let anyone alter your conviction, even if it's family or friends. Don't let people have an impact on where you are going in life. To build conviction, ask yourself, why should someone go into debt to buy your product or service? Why should they choose you over another freelancer? These are the type of questions you need to start asking yourself to get good at the basics of selling. Always agree. The customer is not always right. However, you do always need to agree with the customer or with a potential customer. This is one of the most commonly violated rules in all of selling because you need to be agreeable. You always need to agree. You should be practicing this with everyone you come across. So even if you disagree with something they said and you want to come back with a different course of action, still open up with the fact that you understand that you were with them. You need to make the client feel comfortable, like you're putting yourself in their shoes, because at the end of the day, agreement is about understanding. So when you're able to see things from the customer's perspective, they can feel that, and that's when an agreement happens. So if there's a price is too high objection, always respond with, I'm with you. Of course the price is too high. And then you get into your real answer. Well, of course the price is too high. You haven't seen what it can provide for you yet. Let's get onto a strategy call so I can show you how we can hit your goals. We are going to get more into handling objections like that, but I want to show you how powerful it is to always open up with that agreement and then move on to the next step of selling. Remember, trust is critical to every single sale. Be aware of this and be aware that, especially as a freelancer, there's no reason a client needs to have any trust in you. So distrust is not the buyer's problem. Take responsibility that it is your problem. The decision to shop around, it always comes with distrust. So when a client is looking for multiple different freelancers, they're interviewing a bunch of people, they can't make a decision. The reason is because they haven't found someone that they can fully trust yet. So start to take responsibility. Make sure you're always acting with confidence and you're building that credibility. How can you build more credibility? Well, you can do a lot of different things, but everything, remember, comes back to how you make people feel. So always make sure everything you do is towards building trust. People believe what they see, not what they hear. Be sure to always provide things in writing. Show the client what you can do for them. Don't take it for granted that they're going to remember what you said. Now that we understand that trust is so important to the sale, let's go over why this is even more important when it comes to freelancing. So I had a recent client story that ties right into this. And when we first started out working together, the client was very, very on edge. They were open with me. They said the last freelancer they worked with gave them bad results and a bad taste in their mouth when it came to freelancers. But they were impressed by my profile and my proposal, so they wanted to give me a shot. What happened was, in the beginning, they were very, very, very on my case. They wanted to see video reviews of what I was doing every single day. They wanted me to log every single task I was doing. And ultimately, they were on my case. But what happened was, I understood that they just needed me to build that credibility with them. All they wanted was a freelancer that they could trust. So I sucked it up, especially during those first few weeks. And what happened was amazing, because not only did they ease off of micromanaging me, but they gave me even more freedom than I ever thought a client would. They really let me be part of the team. Not only that, that client also led to multiple referrals. Remember, this is all just from building trust first. Every single potential client you work with, make sure you keep these factors in mind. First, show things in writing. Do not be afraid of contracts. You need to bring your tools to the game. You can't stray away from this. You are not someone that's running a scam. You are selling services to take care of people as a freelancer. You are there to solve their problems. So when you're presenting information, show them the benefits in writing. Send them articles, show them case studies. Keep an evidence manual of success stories and testimonials that you can copy and paste in the blink of an eye. And then you can even show them what the competition's documentation looks like. Remember, never sell with words, always show documentation. That is how you can build credibility. Next, use third-party outside data. The buyer nowadays is more dependent on facts than ever before. We are in the information age. So don't tell people what you are going to do. Show them. An informed buyer is always better than an uninformed buyer, because an uninformed buyer cannot make a decision. They need to go back out there in the marketplace, do more research, and gather more data. On the other hand, a buyer or a client that is completely informed is the one that is the most valuable, because they are ready to make a decision. So always remember to use this third-party outside data so you can build more credibility with potential clients. Next, never give your price or a quote over the phone. This is important because when you start to try to negotiate, especially as a beginner with sales, you are not going to put yourself in the best position to succeed. I suggest to never negotiate with words. Instead, write them down on paper, form them into proposals like I will show you in future modules, provide the prices, different options in writing, and then let the client come back to you from there. Because in my experience, this helps so much, especially on Upwork. You can phrase it something like this. If a client is really pushing you for a price on the phone, you can say, I understand you want the price, but in order for me to get you the most accurate price and plan and options, I need to understand what your goals are and how we can get there. Does that sound good? Can we schedule a call? That is how you can get past those initial price questions and objections and build that credibility with the client. Because once you tell them that you want to understand their goals before you give them a price, you're going to differentiate yourself from the competition, automatically build that credibility, because you're not just showing them that you're there for the money. At this point, you're showing them that you're there to help them, and that's how you become a profitable freelancer. The more data you provide, the better. The more information and the more informed your client can become, the better chances you have for succeeding and for becoming a profitable freelancer with them. Have your information ready in real time. So if you're on the phone with a client, be ready to get their email or their phone number. This is also a great way to get that information from them. So let's say you don't have their email yet or their phone number. What you can do is say that you have some information right on hand that you want to send them. Tell them you have a case study pulled up that fits directly with what you're talking about. Then ask for their cell phone number. That is how you can build immense credibility. Use tools like screen sharing as well. This is also in the Profitable Tools and Apps PDF. I have a couple screen sharing tools I love to use. And screen sharing can be used as a video conference, and it can also be used to capture your screen and send it as a video to clients. This is how you can build trust. This is how you can go above and beyond and differentiate yourself from what all the other freelancers are doing. Because chances are the client doesn't trust you, so you need to give them reasons to trust you. So now you understand the basics of selling and how it applies to being a profitable freelancer.